If you've spent any amount of time reading about personal finance, you'll start to see that the standard techniques and advice they give really takes a long time to build wealth. In fact, it consumes a lifetime, and you won't really be able to enjoy that wealth until your golden retirement years. And I'm not sure if most of us want that. We want to enjoy wealth now when we have all that energy and the stamina to be able to do so much more with our lives, right? So in this video, you're gonna learn what that shortcut to wealth really looks like. We're gonna talk through the solid roadmap and that mindset that it takes to really start taking the action towards accelerated wealth. And that's based on this book that I just read called The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ Demarco. It's a great read, it's fun to read, and I want to share with you the key tips and tricks that are going to help us to continue to build wealth today. There are 3 roads to life: the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. And depending on where you are, determines your destination of life. And so your perception of life and your mindset is what dictates which road you're on. So as I go through these, kind of think about, okay, which roadmap do I fit in right now? Being honest with yourself, right? Because I had to be honest with myself too as I read about the mindset and perceptions of each of these roads. And I had a few aha moments that made me realize, oh my gosh, am I 100% and solidly on the road that I want to be in? Or do I have to make some changes and some tweaks in certain areas, in certain mindset and perceptions that I currently have that's going to get me back on that road to success, right? So we want to see what's it going to take for us to get onto that fast lane. So we're going to take at 5 different areas and look at the mindset around each of these to see where we are in terms of the road we're taking and if that's the destination we ultimately want to have. So these 5 areas include the way we perceive wealth, the way we perceive life, the way we perceive education, the way we perceive our primary income source, what it is, and ultimately what that destination looks like. So for the first point, if you're on the sidewalk, you're thinking, you know what, whoever dies with the most toys wins. You're really looking at the now. They see debt as an extension of their income. Now, the slow lane mindset is thinking in terms of, work, save, invest. Work, save, invest, and you're repeating this cycle through until your retirement. And you're essentially trading your time for money. The fast lane views wealth as a system, okay? And it's a business system that essentially is going to continue to grow and expand and add so much more value. In fact, MJ Demarco says that the amount of money you bring in is based on the amount of lives you impact. I really, really resonated with this. He says, if you impact 1 million lives, you're making 1 million, right? And so that's a huge paradigm shift for most of us. Now, the second is life perception, the second mindset we want to talk about. On the sidewalk, you're living for today. And life is too short to plan out 30, 60, 90 days, let alone a year or 5 years in advance. So you're living for today and forget about tomorrow. You'll worry about it when you get there. These are the people that live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so if you live paycheck to paycheck, even though you're making 6 figures a year, you're on the sidewalk, okay? Because again, we're talking about mindset. You're living for today if you're living paycheck to paycheck. So how about the slow lane? Well, the slow lane's interesting because you're settling for less and you're not taking risks. Remember, you're the one that is working all day, you're investing, and you rinse and repeat. You're on that rat race, okay? So you're saving, which is good, but you're living pretty frugal and you're not taking risks. So is that a life of abundance? I don't think so. Okay, so again, we're being honest with ourselves and saying, okay, you know what? If I'm living on a stringent budget, I'm living frugally, and I'm not experiencing the kind of life that I want, then I'm on the slow lane. Okay, and that's kind of something you want to start thinking about, because you're settling for less and you're not taking risks. Now, for the people in the fast lane, they recognize that their dreams are worth pursuing, and they'll take calculated and necessary risks in order to get there, even though they sound outlandish. And I think there's plenty of examples out there on entrepreneurs that, you know what, they bet on themselves and they invest on themselves and they grow because of it. See? So that's the fast lane. The fast lane is that mindset that says, you know what, I'm going to invest in myself and I'm going to follow my dreams no matter what. And because they're so focused, guess what? They achieve it. Now let's talk about education. People on the sidewalk say, hey, you know what? I'm good. I'm good where I am. And that can be someone with a PhD. You can have a PhD and say, oh my gosh, I spent so many years, almost a decade, studying and on education. I'm nice. I've learned what I needed. And then you continue to move on with your life. Or you can say someone that graduated from high school or college, whether it's 2 years, 4 years, etc. You're okay, and you don't feel the need to build on that knowledge. You're on the sidewalk. If you have that mindset where, yeah, I'm getting education, I'm getting that extra certification, I'm getting that MBA, okay? You may be in the slow lane because you're only getting that MBA so that you can get that promotion or so that you can get more money. You're trading time for money here on your job. That's slow lane mentality. Now, if you see education in the fast lane, you recognize that constant education and knowledge and continuous growth is something of a personal value to you. You realize that you are your greatest asset, and you're going to learn everything and anything that you need to continue to build personally. And the expansion of knowledge is critical to your journey of success. And so let's take a look at primary income source. If you, let's talk about sidewalk. So the sidewalk person is going to take the gig that makes the most money. Okay, so if they're paying me well doing X, Y, and Z, I'm on it. Okay, because again, I'm living for today, and the primary source of income that I do today has nothing really, no connection to what I want to do or be or have in the future, because quite frankly, you're not really planning for your future, okay? You're taking on what's important and necessary to meet the needs of today. That's a sidewalk. Now, if you're on the slow lane, your job is your primary source of income, okay? This is your 9-to-5ers, whether you're an attorney, right, a doctor, or a professional, a white-collar professional. Your job is your main income source, so you're on that slow lane. Now, if you're the type of a person that you're entrepreneurial, you earn your income through your business systems and your investments, you're on that fast lane. And I wanted to tie this all together with talking a little bit about destination. See, when you're on that sidewalk, you're living for today, you can't be bothered for tomorrow. And so as you age, you are going to realize that you have nothing to give. You can't contribute. The destination for a slow lane, we've talked about that, and it's pretty clear. It's a comfortable retirement in your twilight years. So now the fast lane, their destination is lifetime of passive income, either through business or investments, and that lifetime of passive income you can leave to generations, okay, several generations, to your children's children. And I think that's an exciting place to be, because here's where you're building legacy, and guess what? Here's where you're contributing beyond yourself. You're able to provide to charitable organizations of your choice, and you can donate anonymously because there's heart, okay, and there's heart to give in a big way. You know, I think of the parable of the Great Samaritan. The Great Samaritan is a man that was walking along the road, and he turns and he sees a man in dire need. He's on the sidewalk, and he looks battered and tattered. It almost seems like people beat him down, took his money, and left him for dead, okay? So he goes to the guy, and he lifts him up, he helps him up, and then he brings him to the nearest inn. It was a hotel at the time, and he pays, okay, what he had to the innkeeper, and he says, take care of this person, help clean his wounds, have him here until he gets better, until he gets stronger. I'm gonna be back and I'll pay you whatever the balance is outside of this money that I'm giving you today. And the story about the Great Samaritan really is a story about what we can accomplish and achieve with the ability to do so. The Great Samaritan would not be a Great Samaritan without money, okay? And let's be honest and be clear with that. It's because he had the means that he was able to help and support someone in need, okay? To get well and to thrive. So think about what that can mean to you when you achieve the fast lane wealth. How much more can you contribute to other people's lives? Isn't that exciting? Isn't that a big why? So in conclusion, I want to challenge you to set clear roles for yourself. I've put together a goal mastery program that's really going to help you get super clear on what it is you want in life. And we help you establish those values, those set values, get them up into your conscious mind from the subconscious, identify and prioritize those values so that you can live a life with deeper, greater meaning and a strong why. We develop that vision statement that helps you identify where you want to be, what that North Star is, and a mission statement with a clear path to how to get there, with SMART goals, with action items. Okay, so we help you set the goal and help you achieve it. Click on the link below to get started today with your goal mastery program. And if you enjoyed this material, please like this video and subscribe so you're notified on new videos.